Yeah, I understand what you're saying about resentment, but you know what? It's the distinction between you're saying that natural anger is okay.
There's a certain amount of natural anger. Now, I remember a time a long time ago when I had a fight with my wife. Of course, I've had a lot of fights with my wife. But on this particular occasion, I have got to understand this thing called judgment and resentment. And some very strong physical force was necessary. Yes, I had to physically lift her and carry her, drag her across the room someplace, to make sure she sat down and stopped being ridiculous. And then most men don't know how to do that without being very angry and upset, resentful. They get their energy from anger. And once you start to respond to temptation and get your energy from anger, you then are degraded in the person's eyes that you are administering your justice to. See what I'm saying? Because your justice is not out of love. It is out of reacting with resentment. It's not the same thing that if you resent somebody, you are separated from the power to overcome them with love, overcome their evil or their craziness with love. It's a very subtle thing. Jesus was purported to have thrown the money changers out of the temple. It never said he was angry. It says he just threw them out. I mean, he says, you can't do this and you can't do that, and get the hell out of here. I'm sure he used some very choice words. But he took his motivation from his inner and not the devil or the outer. See, because in other words, if you provoke me and I respond, I have lost my ability to reply in a constructive way. If you see what I mean, the Israelis are very good. That's how they defeat their enemy. They take the intimidation very well, and they move in their own time, and they move from their own strength, not as a result of in other words, animals, when you make a certain move, those animals will run or fight, and each animal is predictable in its behavior. That's how you can catch them. They only have certain choices. They're very limited. But the human being, once he's caught up in reacting like an animal, he forgets his other choices as a human being. As a matter of fact, once you respond with resentment and judgment, you are beneath the very thing that has created the ripple. Someone drops a ripple in the pond, and the boats rock. Well, the rocking of the boat is the effect. Someone dropping the pebble in the water is the cause. And that's the reason why violent people are so effective and so dominant. And so they're always evolved to positions of power and authority, because they're able to cause resentment and make us incapable of responding, constructively and overcoming their evil with our good.